Hey, it's Quinn with PTSD, while black. I wanted to check in about a realization I had in a couples meeting today, where it talked about we take our inventory, the things that we as individuals do, that it's not our responsibility to take the inventory of others, that continuing to name what my partner has done wrong and telling everyone else what my partner has done wrong harms the relationship because it shames my partner and it does not provide him with a chance to connect or even to correct what had happened. And that's why it's more effective to take my own inventory of how did I choose to show up in the relationship? How did I betray who I am or my values and my needs and not communicate them to my partner? Or how did I continue to accept behavior that was not appropriate? That's my responsibility. And so it really helped me to look at my behavior because I was a tattletale. As a scapegoat in narcissistic families, I was often the one that got blamed for everything. And I would tell them, like, so-and-so did this, so-and-so did that, when someone actually did something to me, because nobody was going to do anything about it. And I needed to have my own boundaries then, whether to say that you owe me an apology or I'm not comfortable with this particular approach. Or, like 11 in Stranger Things, smack them in the face with a skate. I haven't gotten there yet as an adult. I don't know what that equivalent looks like. I guess from my stalkers, it's you hack somebody's computer and you spread malicious rumors. I think there's more mature ways to handle things. But what I really look at is what is my part in creating betrayal of myself, betrayal of my needs and who I am as a person. And I think about it this week. I had some moments, or was it this week? Yeah, maybe the last couple of weeks. We had sex, and I betrayed myself because I engaged in sex with my partner when I was really tired and not very present. So I betrayed my own values that I wasn't present in an act. Accepting sex when I wanted love. And then there was another time that I was like feeling so resentful because I was having a lot of back pain. I have arthritis in my spine. And I was like, all right, I'm going to, give one for the team. Let's show up and do this. But that I didn't speak to my needs of what I needed to feel comfortable or what I needed to feel safe. Or what I needed to feel loved or engaged. And so that is my responsibility to name those things. I'm learning that, even though I think the old program patterns that I have inside are shut down and don't tell anybody that you're uncomfortable. Shut down and don't know your own needs because they won't be met. And so when I do that, I don't allow anyone a chance to meet my needs. I don't give them that opportunity. I don't give my partner the opportunity to step up as a person who can meet my needs. I say this because it is related to the whole gang stalking situation, because I did not name, hey, this is clearly the kind of relationship I want to have with you as an acting partner. I did not name, I just said that I wanted to figure out what was going on with myself emotionally, and I needed time away to figure that out because I knew I was overacting with someone when I was going through grief. That was me trying to figure things out, but I did not give a hard, set boundary of this is what I want. This was a guy who was trying to convince me to be in a poly relationship, or that's something that's needed for my marriage is a poly relationship. And I didn't speak to my discomfort. Instead, and this is something I have done in the past so many times, which is a betrayal of myself, is I try to play it off as, I'm all cool, I don't care, nonchalant, whatever. In reality, I'm like, I don't know what I think. I don't know how I feel. Or this feels really uncomfortable. And I don't stop and name in the moment, this feels really uncomfortable. And as a survivor of assault, I realized that that's what allowed some people to think that they could continue to make advances towards me, because I would just be like, psh, whatever, I'm the cool kid here. Or I would just laugh awkwardly. And to guys, I think that awkward laugh is cute. She's into me. No, I'm just like, I feel very uncomfortable. And I'm like, and that's where I'm realizing that I set myself up to not have my needs met, to not be secure within myself. I remember a party that I went to, I was in my 20s, and I was at a friend's house. We always would like have bonfires at his house. And the neighbors came over, two neighbors came over, and one of them started flirting with me. And I was just like, okay, I'm going to play off as if I'm funny and what you're saying is cute, or I'm interested, but I really don't know how to feel in this moment. And instead of being able to have the full boundary, this guy thought it was appropriate to use machismo, is that the word? Latin charm to continue to come on to me. And he like followed me into the house. We were all out in the backyard, but he followed me into the house and like was trying to corner me into a room. And I'm just like, okay, I don't know how I'm supposed to be. This is weird. I don't want my friends to think that I'm stupid and that I can't get rid of this guy. I'm really not that into him. I don't know him. I've had all this going on in my head, but it's not coming out of my mouth. And that's part of what trauma and fear can do to lock one up in that way. I'm grateful that my friend came into the house. He's like, Quinny, what's going on here? I'm like, thank you so much, Derek. Thank you so much. Get me away from this guy. I'm glad that he was an ally in that moment. And he's like, I had no idea what was going to happen. I'm like, I had no idea what was going to happen, but I know I don't know this guy and I'm not really that into him, but I'm afraid of if I say something, he's going to hurt me. That's all the stuff that was going on in my head. So I say that in being able to take my own inventory of how I've handled these situations and to see how I'm continuing to use that same behavior today, even though I know that there are better ways for me to respond, and to take accountability for myself with how I chose to respond in those situations. To say fuck no, go away, or call a friend over and say, hey, this is my friend D, and lie and say that this is my boyfriend. No, that's my friend Tiffany and I used to do that at the club all the time. We would pretend to be each other's girlfriends so that people would leave us alone. It wasn't a good plan, especially if there are people who don't mind being with two girls at the same time. Because, no. Yeah. So I'm just recognizing the ways that I have betrayed myself, and I've tolerated or set myself up for being disrespected or misunderstood or possibly even harmed. I don't choose to shame my behavior. I'm powerless over that initial response that I do have because it's something that's been conditioned for years, especially as a Black woman, to not say anything to make other people uncomfortable because it could mean physical harm or the loss of your life completely. So, yeah, and I'm recognizing, oh, that's that buckled down feeling that I have. I just realized that the saying, what I need, what my boundaries are, that I said no to a white man, and that resulted in the gang stalking. And so it proves the fact. It proves the reason as to why I betray myself like this today, to not say how I really feel, to hopefully stay alive and make it out for another day. Because that's exactly what happened when I survived rape. It was the same thing. Was to shut down, hopefully to get out of this situation so that I could live another day. Because, yeah. So I'm grateful for my therapists that have helped me through that trauma and learning that it wasn't my fault for what had happened. But it is my responsibility to take care of me. Though something that happened may be painful and tragic, is not my fault. It is my responsibility to take care of me. And so I am seeing that as something to grow from and how to move forward. So I'll take my own inventory and I will state my needs. I will ask for my needs to be met, and I will practice them continuously here in my marriage, which is a very safe place to practice. And then out in the rest of the world, especially with untamed men from the wild, wild west, with saying my boundaries. Hopefully I can be able to say it, mean what I say, and don't say it mean. Right now I say it pretty fucking mean because I don't have the switch in the brain to do that. So to try to be gracious and save someone else's feelings, I don't have that yet, but I'm working on it, and I'm willing to work on it, and I'm willing to continue to grow on that. So yeah, that was a really helpful thought. And I'll continue to honor myself. Yeah. Yeah. Till next time. Peace.